What's going on, guys? I'm gonna touch on the topic today: tracking your macros before going out, before going to like a restaurant, fast food or 5-star, whatever it is. There's many benefits behind it, and I will list a few. The first benefit is you won't jack up your macros if you track before you go. Basically, if you track before you eat. Now, I made that mistake today, although I know it. I made that mistake, but I wasn't really worried about it because my macros are higher than usual. Usually when you have low macros, you don't really have a lot of room to play with. So you want to be very particular about how you track and be particular about what you eat. I went and purchased a sausage and egg burrito. Now that's a lot of grams of fat, 50 fat, and that's a breakfast. 50 grams of fat, 50 grams of carbs, and 30 grams of protein. Shooting for 80 to 90 grams of fat these days, back up to maintenance basically. I still have a lot of room to play with throughout the day, but imagine if I was cutting real low like I usually do, my macros stopped at about 50. I was going for 50 to 60. So with eating this breakfast for 50 grams of fat, I will only have about a rough 10 grams of fat to play with for the rest of the day, and that's extremely hard. My advice is to track your macros before you go out, before you eat the food. Know exactly what you're about to consume. And a good way to do that is track your food for the whole day. If you know you're going out somewhere, go ahead, track your meals leading up to that final restaurant meal. See what you can eat before you go. Sometimes if you want to have a fatty meal at a restaurant, you can only eat some egg whites or something like that for breakfast, lunch. Eat you some chicken and broccoli and stuff like that. You gotta take that into account if you want to stay on your macros, reach your goals, and obtain that physique that you're searching for. Most people are looking to lose weight these days, and in order to lose weight, you'll have to track those macros to make sure you're taking in the right amount of food and not too much. So that's one benefit for tracking macros before going out. Another is you don't want to be that guy at the table, that guy or girl at the table pulling out their phone, trying to figure out what they can eat, looking at the menu, typing it in MyFitnessPal or some calorie counting app, trying to figure out what they can eat. You don't want to be weird. You don't want your weight loss goals to take over your life. You still want to enjoy yourself. So my advice is while you're at home, before you go out, because you already know you're going out, go ahead, track your food, find out what you're going to eat, so when you get to that restaurant, all you have to do is order your food. You know exactly what you want to get. So that's another benefit. You don't have to look weird and be that weird guy. Third thing to keep in mind is that the restaurants, fast food, when you go out, basically, the macros are never precise. If you go to a restaurant and they say that burger is only 20 fat, take into account it might even be 25 or 30. If they say it's only 40 carb, it might be 50. If they say it's only 30 protein, it might even be 25, or it might even be 40 protein, more protein than they say. Always take it into account. So when I go out, I always leave room. So if I'm shooting for, if that burger says it's 50 carb, I'm gonna track it at 60 carb. I'm gonna give it 10 extra grams just to be safe and just to make sure I'm not going over on anything. If it says it's 20 fat, I'm taking into account it's 25 to 30. Just to make sure I'm staying on the macros, just to make sure I'm not going over and not eating too much food. You don't want to eat too many macros than you're allowed to. It's not beneficial. When it comes to protein, that's okay. I mean, a lot of protein is not going to hurt anybody, but when you take in too many carbs, that will jack you up. If you take in too much fat, oh, trust me, you will regret it. You will regret it. So just remember, restaurants aren't precise. Take one more good look at this burrito I got. protein in it or fats in it, that's exactly how the guy in the kitchen made it. What you should keep in mind is those apps that provide calories and the macros and all that for meals, those macros are submitted by a random person. You could go in there and type in some macros for a meal and send it. What I do is I go on MyFitnessPal and I click on at least 3 different links for that same burrito to see what adds up. So if 3 of them say it's 30 grams of protein and 1 of them says it's 20 grams of protein, I'm gonna assume it's about 25 to 30 grams of protein. Basically, you want to average it out. I hope this video was helpful on tracking your macros before you go out. I will post more videos on tips on tracking your macros. Please like the video, comment, subscribe, share the video, and thanks for watching.